have a letter here written by a feminist named Libby Ann, and there's an SN here. I think it's Couch K13. And this is what she has to say to anti-feminist women, such as myself, since I'm a woman and I do not consider myself a feminist. So this is what she says. My response to the "I am not a feminist" internet phenomenon. First of all, it's clear you don't know what feminism is, but I'm not going to explain it to you. You can Google it. To quote an old friend, I'm not the feminist babysitter. But here's what I think you should know. You're insulting every woman who is forcibly restrained in a jail cell with a feeding tube down her throat for your right to vote less than 100 years ago. You're degrading every woman who has access to a rape crisis center, which wouldn't exist without the feminist movement. You're undermining every woman who fought to make marital rape a crime. It was legal until 1993. You're spitting on the legacy of every woman who fought for women to be allowed to own property, 1848, for the abolition of slavery and the rise of the labor union, for the right to divorce, for women to be allowed to have access to birth control, Comstock laws, for middle and upper class women to be allowed to work outside the home. Poor women have always worked outside the home. To make domestic violence a crime in the U.S., it is very much legal in many parts of the world. To make workplace sexual harassment a crime. In short, you do not know what you speak of. You reap the rewards of these women's sacrifices every day of your life. When you grin with your cutesy sign about how you do not need feminism, you ignorantly spit on the sacred struggles of the past 200 years. You bite the hand that has fed you freedom, safety, and a voice. Yeah, okay. Well, you see, feminists, the reasons why anti-feminists like myself call ourselves anti-feminists, or maybe egalitarians, or even MRAs, I mean, I prefer to see of myself as more of an egalitarian than anti-feminist, but you know, whatever. The reason why we say these things is because we know what feminism is. We know what it is in the Western world now, and we know that it's based on lies, you know, patriarchy, wage gap, rape culture. None of those things are real. They're the fucking boogeyman. They're a fairy tale to make sure that kids eat their vegetables. You know, it's bullshit. It's lies. And feminists have not let these things go, have not seen the accomplishments of feminists in the past as steps towards a greater and better tomorrow that we all hope to reach someday. No. This woman talks about these things like these are still happening today. I and all women have the right to vote. If my husband rapes me, I can go and, you know, get his ass thrown in jail. I can own property. I can get a divorce. I have birth control pills. You know, I have a job. And, yeah. If my boss sexually harasses me, I can report his ass and it probably would be fired. So thank you, feminists in the past, you know, egalitarians in the past, if maybe they didn't call themselves, not every single person who fought to end all of these things called themselves a feminist, you know, whoever they were, like certainly their actions should be celebrated, certainly they should be treated as brave individuals who stood up against injustice, who looked in society's eye and said, fuck you, this is bullshit, I'm not going to take it anymore. But this isn't what feminism is now. You know, what feminism is now is a bunch of whiny, weak-willed people who have no spine, who, like, cower in fear whenever a man even compliments them. Like some women, you know, there was a post on Tumblr where it's like, oh, women compliments me. I'm like, oh, she's a precious angel. Man compliments me. I'm looking for the nearest exit. And yeah. So bigotry too. You know, bigotry towards men is mostly what modern feminism is about. It's not about equality for women, which is, you know, why the MRA exists, or MRAs exist. Feminists created their villain, even though MRAs aren't villains, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah, where these modern feminists, you know, they have no real problems. Where if you think a compliment is a problem, you're an idiot. If you think a man, you know, saying rude comments to you, if you don't have the self-confidence to be like, hey, fuck you, asshole. You know, you don't like what I wear, you don't like how I live my life, well, fuck you, I'm gonna keep living my life doing exactly what I want to do. You don't like how I do this, you don't like how I do this, well, you know what, your opinion means shit to me, so fuck you. Yeah, that's not modern feminists. That is pretty much the entire opposite of what they are. They need censorship and safe spaces. They can't have any opinions that that they disagree with, you know, in their little bubble. Like, it's so hurtful to them, and it's so disgusting, because like that is so misogynistic. Like, isn't that one, like, for me, an idea of women that I hate? Not just that women are, not the fact that women are physically weaker, because, you know, for the most part we are, but that we're emotionally weak, that we're mentally weak, that we can't stand up against men in a debate, that we can't share our ideas with men that are worth being taken seriously. You know, we need somebody to capitulate to our feelings, because otherwise, oh, they might say something that hurts me, and oh, I can't say anything that hurts me, oh, because I'm just a delicate little flower, and I need a strong, brave Anita Sarkeesian to save me. It's like, no, fuck that. Fuck that in every orifice of the feminist movement. You know, I don't need you, okay? I don't need you to be a voice for me. I can fight my own goddamn battles, and so can every other anti-feminist woman. So yeah, no. No, the reason why we're not feminists is because we know what feminism is. You know, these, if you guys want to go to the world, places of the world where, you know, a violence against women isn't a crime, okay. If you guys want to, like, fund a trip and get a bunch of women together and go to Pakistan or someplace, India will probably be a little safer, and build a school for girls, or to hire teachers who will teach girls, or try to encourage, you know, villagers in a village to help them see why it's good that their daughters will be educated women. If you guys want to do all of that shit, then go do it. I would even support you. Other egalitarians would even support you, which is why so many people are donating to TJ Kirk, you know, the amazing atheist. His, I think it's called Extraordinary People, like, who actually want to help women, as a response to what Anita Sarkeesian is doing, you know, trying to get money for a video series that she might not even fucking finish. You know, she didn't finish her last one. Why any idiot would think that she would finish this one, I have no clue. But in either case, like, yeah, you want to do some good for women in the Western world, or even in the first world. Like, if there's a problem that you can identify that women face that isn't a gendered issue, like rape or abuse, because those things aren't gendered, men are abused and raped just as much as women, then fine. You know, have at it. If you figure some shit out, some anti-feminist women like me might even support you. But you guys don't care about equality. You don't. That's That's why we no longer support you, because we care about equality between men and women. You know, the rape crisis centers, like, where are the rape crisis centers for men? You want to answer that question? Maybe just make the female rape crisis centers unisex? I don't know. Sayonara, auf Wiedersehen.